which Nintendo characters would make the best life partners? That is right. We are going to be ranking characters from the Smash Bros. We're using the Smash Bros. Roster for this because it's pretty all-inclusive of Nintendo's IP. Now, this isn't... All right, before we go, whoa, I better click away. This is getting into weird territory here. No, we're not doing that here, okay? This is we're talking important stuff here. Things like compatibility, communication, dependability. What kind of job will they have? Like, what aspirations will they have? And what sort of lifestyle do they want to live? Because there's a lot of factors that go into choosing a life partner. Why not take and decide who's the best among the Smash Bros. Characters? Shall we begin, Micah?
Let's do it.
Here's some of the rules we're gonna follow for this. They have to be humanoid characters.
Human adjacent.
So animals or creatures that would be like pets, probably not. And we're also not going to do any non-Nintendo characters. And we're also removing children. No children should be looking for a life partner. This is going to be fun. Alrighty, so first off, does Bowser count?
Sure, but I feel like we're probably
Sure.
just going to rank him low anyways, so...
So, yeah, as a life partner, he is very ambitious.
I mean, he's kind of almost doting on Peach.
Yes, but it's definitely hitting the not okay.
Yeah, but like
zone
All In
there.
Podcast says, in a too clingy and possessive kind of way.
You are 100% right. So there's that. He's prone to anger,
True.
and
He has a castle.
yeah. Does he make a
An
good dad?
army. You know what? I don't think he's too bad of a father.
Of a father. All right.
Though he does have all his like children and whatnot help him kidnap people, so maybe he is a bad father.
I think for potentially the redeeming qualities of he does have a good financially stable
He
household.
knows how to party and drive go-karts.
I
so-
think that moves him above F tier, but maybe D.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking around D. Surely someone's worse.
Surely someone is worse. But listen, if you're on the market, don't be looking for Bowser. That's all I can say. Does Bayonetta count? Is Bayonetta Nintendo?
Not really. I would.
She's
say
Nintendo
no.
enough
She's,
because
like,
she's exclusive to
exclusive
Nintendo.
now, but
We'll allow it. I know very little about Bayonetta.
lots of hair, including her clothing being made
That's-
of hair. Apparently,
That's a
Kind of-
downside.
kind of gross.
So
no offense.
my wife, we find hair all over the place. Right? This is just a thing that comes from living with people that have long hair. My hair, while it was long, it was shedding and it gets messy. So I feel like Bayonetta, you'd like be finding hair in your clothes all the time. You'd be like, gross, like pulling out these, and it's super long because her hair is really long, right? I don't know. Is she a good communicator? I don't know. She seems like she talks a lot.
No, I haven't really played any of the games, so I don't know.
We're gonna
She
we're
could
gonna
definitely fight off a home intruder in the middle of the night. So
that's an important factor when determining. She also doesn't seem like the type that would like to really stay still in one place, though.
yeah, I can see that from my very limited knowledge.
I'd say she also seems kind of flirty, and that might not be very conducive of a lifelong partner.
True.
Maybe. It really depends on what kind of personality you like. So potential here, but maybe not the best. She's not the type to settle down, I think. So if you like that, then this might be an S tier. But if you're looking for someone that's a little bit more dependable, she also seems like she wouldn't really be a breadwinner. She wouldn't be bringing home the bacon, but she could if she wanted to.
Around B,
B,
I guess.
Okay. B for Bayonetta. I feel like that's
Yeah,
very fitting.
exactly.
Okay, let's cruise through these a little bit more. We have a lot to go through. So
Yeah.
Captain Falcon. There's not a lot of character development for Captain Falcon.
A, at least.
A, really?
Anyone who has that form while kneeing someone in the face, Captain Falcon would be an incredible pole vaulter, I'm pretty sure.
He would be. Yeah, he's in great shape. He also has a pretty good career in racing.
I mean, he's like one of the best in the world. I assume he makes buku bucks for that.
But as a communicator, he seems pretty not very communicative. He doesn't seem like a talker. He's the he gives Batman vibes to me. It's like kind of to himself. But I don't know because I've really there's not a lot of character development for him. I was gonna put him in B.
I can accept that.
Yeah.
B for Falcon Punch.
Corrin.
Corrin can turn into a dragon, right? I'm thinking of the right person there.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
From the games, I don't know a ton. I didn't play the games, but I've read up on them. Corrin seems like the type that is very concerned with family. That's the game where you, depending on which one you play, sides with one side of the family, either one he was adopted and grew up with, or the ones that are his actual blood relatives. The ones that he is adopted with, like, there's like this whole political intrigue deal. I'd say it seems decent, but also kind of whiny and conflicted. And so I think solid C for Corrin. C for Corrin. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right.
I mean, I know nothing about like any Fire Emblem characters, so they can go wherever, essentially.
Princess Daisy. Oh, I said I would remove Echo Fighters here, but Daisy's not really an Echo. Daisy's very different than Peach.
It's a different person who has practically the same fighting set.
Mhm.
But, I mean, a princess, so bonus.
She's got money. Daisy seems like a go-getter. Like, she seems like she would definitely be headstrong and good communicator, maybe more so than Peach.
I can see that. Oh.
Don't forget Daisy has a cruise ship. Yeah. She also has a cruise ship. That does change things. I personally find Daisy to be extra obnoxious. I'm just gonna come out here and say it. I'm gonna offend every Daisy fan out there.
What?
I
But why?
I just don't. I don't know. I don't know what bothers me about Daisy, but I just don't like Daisy.
Seems like a more of a personal shortcoming than a Daisy shortcoming.
Oh, it's just a little too aggressively excited about things. Maybe a bit too bubbly. Maybe a bit too much.
Too bubbly.
So you're saying like that's a bonus for you?
Well, I just not
Does that
necessarily
make-
for
does
me, but for some people, I would
Okay,
have thought
okay.
that would have been more of a bonus.
Yeah, it really depends on the person. So communication, there's a win there. Dependability, pretty dependable. She seems
Money.
like the type that would also like to settle, but would like to travel. She's got a cruise ship.
Yeah, I said he's got the cruise ship. Yeah, I could see a B, maybe even an A. I mean, I know you don't like her, but
Okay, I'll say high B. Good. Dark Pit, I'm gonna put off to the side as an Echo. I'm sorry, and same with Dark Samus. Two dark characters. Diddy Kong. Does Diddy Kong count?
Diddy
He's
Kong's
a child.
a monkey,
He's
and
a child. But here's the thing: is I think we should rank Donkey Kong. He's too iconic not to.
I mean, communication, not very good.
No, dependable.
I would say mostly, unless his bananas have been stolen, then he's gonna forget about you and go get that.
I don't know.
It depends. Are you a banana?
Well, Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, he's not even there.
So he's not that dependable.
Right. But he is the type that could defend you against an intruder in the middle of the night. that's
Yeah.
one of the factors.
But he also only wears a tie.
Is that a bonus or a...
That's not a bonus.
It's gonna I think he's low. I think he's low.
I think he might actually be worse than Bowser.
Really?
Almost. I mean, because he has essentially the
'cause he has-
mentality of a gorilla.
and he has no money,
Like-
unlike Bowser, who is very wealthy and proven to be a good father. Donkey Kong's a family man though.
That's true.
But you are right in when compared. I mean, we're not really comparing them to each other. But if you're going on to what is the dating app called? We're going on to Nintendo Tinder, Ninder, as we like to call it. He's going in wherever you swipe Bowser. That's where Donkey Kong's going to. Probably.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put him in D tier. D for DK. Isn't it weird that we're like putting all these characters where they go? Mario. As a life partner, as a spouse.
Listen, very dependable.
Extremely dependable. He's very stably careered and
Does
has
he
a
really
variety.
have a career?
He's
Or
a
is he
plumber.
just like full-time Peach rescuer? I mean, they call him a plumber, but whenever we ever see him do any plumbing?
In Mario 3D World, he fixes the pipe to get to the first level. Him and
How does
Luigi
he
work
fix the
together.
pipe? Like,
With wrenches. They use wrenches.
They
They're like,
use wrenches? Okay,
and then
I
it's
mean,
like-
I can see that. He's not like a sewage kind of plumber.
Right. What we're playing in the games.
He's a green pipe teleportation kind of plumber.
What we're playing in the games is actually his time off. Like, he has a thriving business as a plumber off screen. But you know what he does have a thriving business as on screen? A doctor.
That's true. All in podcasting. Dr. Mario is Mario with money.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
plumbers make good money too.
That's, yeah.
He I don't know if people knew this, but if you get into the plumbing business, there's not a lot of people in it because it's not a very glorified position. And it makes really good money because they're in demand. So for that. I mean, career-wise, he's got aspirations, he's got talent, but communication.
I would say communication.
Is a
I feel
no.
like is his only downside.
It's a major downside. He doesn't communicate at all. He doesn't talk to anybody.
I still feel like he could fall in the A area. You just got to get to know him well enough that you can like read his expressions, like Luigi apparently does, and Peach. They always know what he's talking about without him actually saying anything.
Right. We also know that he is not great at relationships in general, because all he has is Peach, and she is always kidnapped. And she even
But
straight
he's
up
really good at rescuing her.
Yeah, but she doesn't ever commit
She makes him a
to their
cake.
relationship.
Kisses
I
him
mean,
on a
in
nose
Odyssey,
once.
she straight up rejects him and Bowser.
Oh, that's true.
So, I mean, I think Mario might be lower than A tier.
Wow, really?
I
Just
do.
because he gets rejected by someone? That's harsh.
Because he's
That's
very.
harsh.
I think he's a very talented guy, but as far as relationships go, that's not his forte. And he's more focused on himself and his career than on
And rescuing people.
right. But to what end? Is that to help you?
It's
I
to
don't know.
help people.
It's to help other people, not
Yeah.
not the person he's in a relationship with.
Unless you're
Unless
the one
it's Peach.
constantly getting kidnapped.
We're gonna be Peach now. He also, family tie, like his whole situation. You got to also think about like the people he hangs out with. He's hanging out with DK and Bowser, man. Like those are his buddies just as much as villains. He's not in with the right crowds. So I'm gonna say B tier for Mario is my take. Maybe C tier.
I suppose I can accept a B tier. I can't go lower than that though.
All right.
Just because he's waiting for the one and whatnot doesn't mean he's bad at relationships.
Okay, but let's talk about.
Maybe you're just not good enough to be with Mario. That's the problem.
Let's talk about his brother.
S. All the way.
I'm gonna say Luigi's pretty up there. Luigi is a communicator. He's very
Oh, yeah.
talkative.
Very, very funny.
Very
I
caring.
think conversations with him would be so good.
He's
He
very caring. He
is
he
the
does,
most courageous person in the world because he is scared of everything. But especially like Luigi's Mansion, he still goes through all of that, even though he's terrified to save his brother.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing: the relation. You can tell a lot about someone based off how they treat their family, right? We're using real life dating advice and applying it here. Luigi is incredibly supportive of his brother. Incredibly. Always has his back.
Although I guess in a couple games, I can't think. I think some of like the Mario and Luigi games, he does try and get out of doing these dangerous things, but Mario doesn't let him.
Yeah.
But in most games,
Mario's a terrible brother. He's like dragging Luigi along. And you know what? Luigi has the same stunning career as Mario. So
plus
he is Mario, but he has all of the ups that Mario had shortcomings in my eyes.
and he has a giant mansion and a hotel.
True.
I think he gets ownership of the hotel afterwards, right? I'm not just like making that up.
I don't know if he gets ownership of that, but he definitely has the
Maybe
mansion.
not, but he at least has the mansion.
So we're agreeing. Luigi's S tier. S
S-tier
tier
Luigi.
spouse material.
And we didn't even talk about, like Rizzle points out, he can jump really high.
True.
Can
You
you
know-
imagine the insane dunks Mario can do with a basketball?
I
S
can't,
tier spouse material.
because
right
he was
there.
in NBA Streets on the GameCube. Have you
Oh,
seen?
I forgot about that.
That's a pretty great game.
You don't have to imagine.
Listen. My wife. There's definitely a factor in marrying me, in that I can reach stuff off of top shelves. All right, and Luigi's jump height is definitely a factor here. I think. I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm 6'2", 6'1" and a half, 6'2", and you are 6'2" as well. We're about the same height.
We're about the same, but I think I'm more of a 6'1".
You're slightly shorter than me, so that is
I
accurate.
don't know about that.
Is it with
actually.
It's with the hair?
I think you're.
with the hair
I
spike.
think the last time we measured back to back, we were essentially like the exact same height, but people always think you're taller because of the hair.
Yeah.
I mean, you maybe do have like a
And
teasing
I'm
on you or
skinny.
something,
And I'm
but
skinny. Anyways, we're this is about
It's an
Mario
optical
and Luigi.
illusion.
I don't even remember where I was going with this. But
He's real tall and can jump high.
Luigi's he's not super tall, but because he
Yeah.
can jump high. Plus, he's a good-looking guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He still has that 5 out of 5 mustache like Mario has.
Yeah. Duck Hunt is an animal, so as I said, no pets. But here's a question. Do the Star Fox cast count as
I mean, they're
animals?
technically also animals.
They're
but
sort of
they're-
anthropomorphic.
They're people with animal bodies, essentially.
We'll include them. We'll include them, I guess. Alrighty, let's go with Fox. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's pretty high. He's got a cool career. He seems dependable, a little selfless.
Are they mercenaries? Are they like for hire?
That's a good question. I actually don't know what they are technically.
I think they are like mercenary type fighter pilots. I played Star Fox Command, so I know for a fact that Fox is not good in relationships.
I don't remember.
He ditched Crystal and
Maybe
kind of went.
Crystal's not good.
He didn't want to settle down and went with the bachelor life, if I recall correctly. I don't remember the exact details, but in some of the stories, you can get them back together, and in some of the endings, he just lives a single life. And so he's hit or miss on the communication. He is a great
OPD
communicator.
is very adamant that you got the wrong ending.
I got the wrong ending. That's what I'm telling you. Some endings. So it's really he's hit or miss on the communication. He is a great communicator when it comes to battle strategy, but maybe not the best when it comes to what really matters.
It's probably gone a lot.
Yes. He's not the type that would settle.
Yeah, you'd also have to be in his sort of career field to spend time with him.
Yes. So it's not super compatible.
Yeah,
he's gonna require a very specific type of person,
it's
like Crystal.
probably good,
and
for
then
the
he
right
ends
person.
up leaving Crystal, which is just lame. Listen, okay,
Well,
LPD says I got the wrong
apparently
ending.
that might be your fault.
No. This is no matter what, he has left Crystal at the start of the game. It's whether or not they get back together.
Oh, I see.
He's very Han Solo-like, you know?
Yeah, I guess I can see
Great
him around
guy,
a C.
but maybe not the best for a relationship.
yeah,
So I'm down with a C for Star Fox. We're just gonna. This is an upset Dan from Retro Logic list. That is what this list is all about.
and I feel like Falco's kind of the same, but more cocky and
Yeah.
arrogant.
Yeah, agreed.
So I'd probably
We're just
put him
gonna-
the
we're just gonna
same.
do that.
He's not quite D tier.
So
I
now
don't
let's
think-
talk. Now let's talk a real important one here. Ganondorf.
S tier.
S tier spouse. I don't know.
As long
it's
as
hard
you're
to
the Triforce.
you're good.
Yeah, that's some dedication he has.
I think that's bad, actually. As long as you are the Triforce, he will be committed to you as a person. That's not true because, I mean, I guess you could consider him committed to Zelda and Link, but he is trying to kill them to steal the Triforce. So
But if you are the
not
Triforce,
really.
then yeah, real good.
If you are the Triforce, they technically are the pieces of the Triforce they hold, and
I don't know if
he's
that's
trying to
technically
steal that.
true.
He is an odd case because he does seem like a pretty good communicator.
Yeah, I mean, some of those lines in Wind Waker, so good.
He's very thoughtful.
Yeah, he does seem he's pretty like philosophical at times.
Mm-hmm. But I think he's philosophical and communicative in a way that would be hard. That makes sense. He's like he has a very difficult to live with mentality. Like someone it would be hard. There's a reason he has no partners in the games. Like he's a solo show because as smart as he is and as good of a communicator as he is, his motivation as a character and as a person are tough.
Pretty bad. Yeah. He
So
probably should go in like D.
D.
I would almost say F, but I feel like I like Ganondorf as a character too much to do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're also evil and you want to reshape the worlds in a similar image as Ganondorf, I mean, you'd get like fantastic.
Then
probably
he uses you pretty hardcore, as in the case with Zant and also Girahim.
Yeah, but those are
Girahim, he just
weirdos.
straight up, sort of kills, but sort of not. I guess it's like you're sort of starting to make me feel like F tier is where he belongs.
What?
But he's
good with
D tier.
puppets.
He's
Come on now.
talented, ambitious. That brings him. He's not the complete downside. Pokemon are out. Pokemon are out. That's my vote. They're too pet-like. What say you?
Yeah.
Okay. Ike.
I mean, he fights for his friends.
He seems like a pretty good guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I know about him. He fights for his friends.
I fight for my friends.
So kind of A tier.
Kind of A tier. I'm feeling A tier. We don't have anybody in A tier. He's also extremely strong. So if you need someone that's provides some muscle to your relationship, he's someone that can help you move.
Yeah, if you need
like
someone
if you need to move houses
to also reach tall things, but also move big things.
He seems like, he could move a heavy thing that is really high up. He seems tall. I think he's tall.
Yeah, I think he can jump high-ish.
He also does seem like he's a pretty good communicator. Yeah, he also seemed very motivated by family in those games. I think he was searching the Black Knight, took out his father, but he's also very dedicated to his friends. LPD in chat says he is a patriotic hero that unifies all kingdoms and overcomes racism. What downsides do you see with him?
I mean,
like why not
he's
S?
a mercenary leader, so I feel like that's not necessarily the best for relationships if he's like fighting wars and things.
Right. Military relationships are hard. Totally doable, but very hard because they do pull you a lot away from family. I feel like he would struggle as a father, but he also would care very deeply for his children. So,
I mean,
I'm agreeing
once
with
he
you.
had children, he might retire or something.
I'm agreeing with you. A tier. He's not Luigi level, you know. Squid. Inkling. Squid. Kid. It's a kid.
Yeah.
Inkling's not on the list.
Not.
Isabelle.
Also an animal person, but I guess we did Donkey Kong.
And Star Fox.
I feel like Isabelle's probably pretty high up there.
I agree. Isabelle might be S tier. Isabelle is an incredibly hard worker. She's incredibly loyal.
She gets along real well with a Doom guy, supposedly.
Right. There is that. She's an incredibly hard worker. She's a provider. I think the only problem you might have with Isabelle is that she's a workaholic. She never stops working. She works 24/7.
A lot of hair.
A lot of hair. Yeah. But I think besides those
kind
things,
of ignoring that part, I think, yeah.
She's a fantastic communicator. She will always have something to talk about. Even when she doesn't have something to talk about, she's going to talk to you, you know? And I personally think that's a great quality to have in a life partner because you want to have someone who can be open and talking about anything going on in their life. And she's that kind of person. That's how you overcome problems is talking things out, talking together. If you have someone who is like Donkey Kong, isn't talking, you know, or Ganondorf, who's very like focused on what they're thinking about
world of domination stuff.
Yeah, but Isabelle's going to talk to you about what TV show she was watching, if she lost some socks in the wash, you know. These are all things that I've had in the morning announcements. She's also very friendly to everybody. I can't find any faults with Isabelle.
Yeah, I agree. S tier, right under Luigi.
Right under Luigi. Okay,
There's no actual.
There's no levels within the tiers. All are equal within the tiers.
But Luigi was first, and that's all that really matters.
Next up, we have King Dedede.
I'm gonna say not good.
Really? I'm gonna say he's pretty good.
He's kind of a villain, always trying to like murder Kirby and stuff.
He's not always a villain, actually.
I mean, neither is Bowser, but I mean, come on now.
In most of the mainline Kirby games, King Dedede is not a villain. In a lot of the cases, he is being used by other villains, or is trying to prevent Kirby from doing something extremely dangerous and dumb. And that is why he is stopping Kirby. There's one where he like begs Kirby not to use the Star Rod because it unleashes an eldritch monster.
What?
I think he's misunderstood. He was a villain like one time, and then he gets brought in as a villain, but most of the time it's not attempting to be a bad guy. And then there are times where he's just straight up a good guy. Like Return to Dreamland. He is one of the 4 playable characters.
I mean, he kind of just comes across as a ding-dong, though.
But he's also a king.
Yeah, but
he's got money.
Have any money? Does he actually have money, though?
Seems like it. He has
he
has a palace.
Waddle these.
And he somehow has earned the loyalty and trust of Meta Knight, who we'll get to. I think he's C, maybe.
Sure.
He is a better villain potential spouse than Bowser and Ganon.
I mean, I'm not 1000% convinced on that, but I'll allow it.
All right. King K. Rool. I have no idea. I have no idea where to even start with King K. Rool.
Just put him with the rest of the villains in D. Well, and Donkey Kong. I mean, he doesn't talk much, does he? Like,
I don't even know what his motivations are. He steals bananas. He seems like he's a good leader. And yeah, not a good communicator. He doesn't ever ask for the bananas. Like, why not just ask?
Well, because DK's going to say no.
Would DK say no?
Yes.
Rather than steal the whole horde, I think DK could spare a few.
Yeah,
not all those. Is he going to eat all those bananas before they go bad?
He'd rather fight to the death.
See, this is why Donkey Kong isn't D tier.
Exactly.
We're just reemphasizing. They would make a great partnership, actually, because they're very compatible. They're at the same level. Kirby.
I feel like Kirby's good-natured and all, but they're essentially a child. Like, their
I think
mentality.
Canonically,
I'm not saying
he's very old.
Yeah, so he's not actually child age, but I think maturity level, very childish.
Right.
And
that's a problem.
It would mostly be you keeping Kirby out of trouble, kind of, or trying to stop Kirby from making a mess.
Yeah. He'd also eat. This was pointed out on the stream. I did Kirby that Kirby would eat you out of house and home, man. You'd eat all your food.
Potentially, literally.
Yeah. He could eat you
and your house.
And your house. But he is very kind.
Not good communication, though.
He's very loyal and wants to help. So I don't think he's D tier.
No, I wouldn't say D tier. Potentially.
He also seems like he'd be a good cuddler.
Potentially.
Very squishy.
It just seems dangerous cuddling with him somehow.
Because he'd eat you.
He yawns and rolls over. Game over.
Where are you thinking? I'll let you place Kirby.
I mean, I guess low C.
Okay.
I almost want to put him in D, though.
C for Kirby. Carby.
Oh.
All right, now we got a fan
Kirby,
favorite. Maybe there's wait. We got a fan favorite here, Link. I mean, I know a lot of people would definitely pick Link as a spouse if they could, but would I?
Dependable.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Link is S tier spouse material.
No, but communication not very good. Any amount of pressure he has on him, suddenly he doesn't say anything ever. You find out in Breath of the Wild.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, super good guy. I feel like his only downside really is his communication.
Yeah, he's stable as far as jobs go. He probably is very dependable in that regard, and also seems to care about family and friends a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I would say A, maybe low S, but I mean, the essentially no communications.
That's a problem.
Kind of hard to get past.
Yeah, that's a big problem. And I mean, he does also seem. It's hard to say if he'd be the type to settle. You do get a house, but he also spends a lot of time out of the house.
That's because he has no one in the house to hang with.
Right.
I can see Link settling down.
I think so. After the adventures are over in every game, I feel like he's the type that'd be like, all right, I'm gonna settle down, start a family,
retire,
marry my fish lady or whatever girl he decides to go with. All right. A tier. I think you're right. Little Mac.
I don't think he necessarily has that good of communication, but he just seems too focused on his work, which is getting punched in the face a lot.
Does he think being in the career path, he'd be the type to easily anger? I don't think
so. I see Little
seems
Mac
pretty
as
chill,
very good natured, and
he seems pretty chill. Okay, I'll say B. I'm down with that.
He's very in control of his emotions.
Meta Knight. What do you think of Meta Knight?
I don't know what to think about Meta Knight. He generally seems like he's a villain, but an honorable villain, I guess. I don't know much.
I agree. I think he seems like he's very honorable and loyal, but he also doesn't seem like the greatest communicator, and like he'd be kind of standoffish in a relationship. He seems very soloist.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that, but we're ranking based off of life partner here, okay? And he's not. I mean, I wouldn't
settle down and have a life partner.
Right. I could see it in the future for Meta Knight, but in his current state, probably not.
Maybe C or D then?
I don't think I can rank him at the same level as Kirby. I think he's got to go down to D.
He's got lower.
Yeah. Mr. Game & Watch.
I'm going to go ahead and say F tier for Mr. Game & Watch.
All right.
Absolutely no communication.
He's very hardworking.
He's 2D would create issues.
I'm in agreement with that. We'll put him in F tier. Although, like, some bonus points, he is a very hard worker, very versatile, but he seems like
juggle.
He's, again, not great skills. It's like Mario, but even worse.
Yeah.
Olimar.
I mean, hardworking, but he's away a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It depends if you're his spouse. I mean, if you're also going on these journeys, they're
This
kind
is
of
like-
very dangerous vacations.
This is like a
Or you work
relationship
really
with a trucker.
Yeah.
It's
who
hard. It's
might
hard
get
on a
eaten
family life. And he has
by
kids.
bears or something.
He has kids. Like, it's mentioned that he wants to bring back souvenirs for his kids. It's just like,
I mean, they just really need money, and he's doing what he's got to do.
right.
To support his family.
Could be the case. He also doesn't really stand up to his boss. Like, he wouldn't stand up for himself very well.
See,
And-
around B then?
And he might be kind of manipulative. He uses the Pikmin for his own goals.
Or do you use the Pikmin for your own goals?
I mean, you are Olimar when you are playing the game. I don't know. I think C, maybe.
You think he's down there with Kirby, who is essentially a child's brain in the body of a vacuum?
I do. Yeah. I think he might be higher up than Kirby, but he's in that tier. He's on the
No,
Fox.
he's
He's
not.
on the Fox tier.
I think maybe
He's
Kirby
not on the
is-
same tier as Mario.
Kirby might just need to be lower.
Does everything need to be lowered? And this
I mean-
becomes the new C?
Maybe just Kirby and King DDD. But
I feel like
I'm
like
fine with-
Kirby and King DDD can't be on the same level as Bowser and Ganondorf.
I feel like King DDD is relatively similar to Bowser.
All right. So you're suggesting we rearrange things here.
I can accept a high C.
I think we rearrange things here. I'm okay with this. King DDD.
I mean, maybe I'm just judging
D tier.
King DDD too harshly on like the one game I've played with him.
But if we're doing that, then I think we also need to move Ganon and King K. Rool down. These other guys have some redeeming qualities. We talked about like fatherliness. Bowser has money. King DDD has money.
As
some
long as we
leadership.
keep in mind that Mr. Game & Watch is the bottom half.
Got it. We got it. All right. Lady Palutena. Fantastic communicator. She is talking to Pit through the entire game. But she also keeps her secrets. She's got some spunk. So personality wise, I dig Lady Palutena's personality. I think she's she's got a good personality.
Low-ish A?
She's also a goddess, so I don't know exactly how that factors into the dependability
Yeah, like, I don't
and
know
the work.
about the settling down aspect of being a goddess.
I feel like she doesn't actually do a lot. She mostly sends Pit to do all that stuff.
Well, she's just busy with other things.
Well, she's
Her other
the goddess.
duties.
She's the goddess of light as well, which I don't really know what that entails, like what that job entails. I'm okay with A tier. I think that's fair. The A tier is the A and S tier are like for sure I'd date these people, and while looking for a life partner, I would consider these people as quality candidates. B tier is like the if I can't get someone in the higher tiers, and then C tier. I'm sorry, those. I mean they're good, but they're not in the running for me.
Yeah.
Peach.
Peach has got to be around Daisy, I would think. They're
I think
pretty
so as well.
similar personality.
She's a good cook.
Wise.
She's a good cook though. Like that's an up for me. We haven't talked about it for any other characters. Link would be a great chef. He's a fantastic cook. I agree. Let's just slate her right here between Mario and Daisy. Pit from Kid Icarus. Also a great communicator.
Dedicated to his job. Don't know how much time he has between saving things. Well,
I mean this in the absolute nicest way, but
he might actually have a lot of time between saving things, actually, considering his game schedule.
I'm gonna say this, and I mean this in the nicest way, but Pit's kind of dumb.
I can accept that.
He's
Have
kind
you
of a
played
dummy.
0 games of Pits.
He does require other people to kind of make a lot of the decisions for him and help guide him on his journeys. But he will loyally do what he is asked to do, and he will do it well.
Seems good-natured.
He's very happy and very friendly, and always tries to do the right thing. I think he's up there in the A tier, honestly. With
A tier. I thought you were just trying to talk him down so much. I was gonna try and pull you up to B tier.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could see him in B tier as well. Like there are some lower qualities. He's a bit too much of a workaholic. He is only dedicated to doing work. You know, he doesn't seem like the type that really has a lot of
I don't know
life
much, but
outside
he
of that.
just seems like someone who'd get distracted easily as well.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Kind of
He'd
flaky.
be very,
maybe.
very, very flighty. Yeah. I can see that. We put him right here in the middle. Not that we're ranking him. It's Pokemon Trainer is a child.
And even if they weren't, they're not like a real person.
So how about
They have
Ridley?
Zero personality.
Ridley? Is Ridley a person? Personality?
A tier? Nah, Ridley's just straight F tier. I feel like we can't even really rank them. They're not that humanoid, but straight into F tier for Ridley.
He goes to the Shadow Realm because guess what? He killed Samus's parents, and
Yep.
no coming back from that. He is off the table completely. He's not even down here in F tier.
I mean, to
Nobody.
be fair, Gandorf has killed like oodles of people.
I'm okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. but
I'm agreeing with you.
But Ridley's still in the Shadow Realm. Rosalina, LPD was in chat on stream this week, and he said Rosalina actually be a really fantastic mom. I mean, she already is.
All the Lumas.
To all the Lumas. She reads bedtime stories. She's very caring. She seems like a pretty good communicator. Very helpful. Very supportive. Also a princess. Has some sort of lifestyle with that. I kind of think she might be S tier.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
She's also the best looking princess, in my opinion. Yep,
Wow.
I'm putting it out there. I'm
She's
rocking the
also
boat.
probably the princess you see the least amount of like their body. You see like half of her face, and then she has like the longest cloak thing.
She's got a cool haircut.
It's true.
She's making a statement. She's making a it is very minimalistic. She also doesn't get kidnapped and is very independent.
That's true. You don't have to spend all your time rescuing her.
Right.
Or waiting for Mario to rescue her.
Now we're getting we're getting to some more tough calls here. Samus.
Oh, straight S tier.
No way.
All the
No
way.
way. Samus is not S tier.
Just under Luigi.
Listen. Samus is a terrible communicator.
Excuse me? A terrible communicator?
Yeah, she doesn't talk. She doesn't talk like at all.
Well, she's going to very, very dangerous places where there aren't people to talk to.
She's an amazing listener.
Yeah, an amazing listener.
Oh my god.
One of the best.
She also would not settle down. There's no chance. No shot she'll settle.
Excuse me?
She is going to always be traveling and always going to be, because that's just the lifestyle she lives. She's a strong, independent woman. And that's great. That is fantastic. But I don't know if that makes her a great life partner choice. It depends on the lifestyle you want to live.
I think
the lifestyle she'd be amazing mother to the baby.
I mean,
she
I feel
does
like
have
after all
motherly
this
qualities.
crazy Metroid stuff, I think she'd be down for settling down.
I don't think so. She lived through a Phazon crisis and then was just like, on to Metroid. Like, I don't know. I think she's just gonna always be out there. It would be very weird to see a future Samus that is settled down. I think she's just gonna always be a bounty hunter.
But
she's
if you're also a bounty hunter,
does she make a lot of money, you think?
She better make a lot of money.
I hope-
She's been
I
on
hope-
like 5 exploding planets. You better get some sort of hazard pay.
Yeah, I hope the Galactic Federation pays her well. It's really hard to go off this because, like, Other M, canonically, I find she's kind of whiny in that game. The one game that she does communicate in.
It's called Trauma.
She's...
Yeesh, try to be a little understanding.
I know.
For all she's been through.
Listen. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those things. I'm just saying that it does make it hard in a relationship to be with someone who has gone through as much trauma that she has. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Listen, we're fresh in the game here, all right? We're like looking at this from the perspective, like if you're in an existing relationship with Samus and these things come to fruition, then you'll work through. But if you're in the dating game, like these other people are probably higher up on the, like, this would be a smarter choice to be in a relationship with these people. Also,
I mean, you get to go to. I mean, you can go with her to these planets. Lots of like vacationing and whatnot on these exotic planets and whatnot. I mean, All on the Federation's dime?
Would you get to go? I don't think so. I think those are the
for sure.
No, those are for sure the things that
For sure.
Unless you were also a mercenary, which you probably aren't. If it's you and I.
I'd just learn how to fly things. I could just
pilot.
fly the ship. I'd stay on the ship
pilot.
while she did the dangerous things.
You could be the new Adam. Yeah.
Yeah. Until we needed to fly through something dangerous, then
I
she'd
think
take over,
I don't think
obviously.
it's clear. I do not think it's clear cut enough for Metroid. For
Wow,
Samus.
you don't even know her name.
For
Your
Samus
opinion
to
means
be
nothing.
S tier. I think she's A tier at the most for me, but I would almost put her.
Okay, I can accept A tier.
Okay, A tier for Samus.
I knew I had to talk you up a whole bunch to get you to let her be A tier, so that's what I did.
Oh, really? All right, so now we're at Sheik. Sheik is Zelda, so we're just let's rank Zelda.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Zelda, none of the Ocarina of Time would have even happened.
You're like, that brings her down. How could she start this game?
Yeah, she made me
Zero
play
Suit
through that
Samus.
entire game.
And LPD in chat says Zero Suit Samus is S tier though. It's the same person. Okay.
LPD here spitting facts right now. No, just kidding.
See, I feel like Samus gets she gets a boost because of her looks in a lot of people's books. But looks don't last forever. Hers might. Hers will, actually. But there's more to a lifelong partnership than how good they look. That is a factor. And there's subtly that factor in here. I mean, obviously, we have S tier Luigi, right? So
yeah,
we're factoring in attractiveness, factoring that in, but we're focusing on the important stuff: the communication, the dependability, all those things. You know, Zelda.
Depends on which Zelda.
LPD. LPD is just making me lose it. I guess for those listening, the chat says Kirby is hot. So yeah, I don't know about that. Zelda, Skyward Sword Zelda is S tier.
She pushes you off of a tower. You could die.
She gave you a parachute. She's got a
You
sense
could have died.
There's a little bit of spice to the relationship.
Yeah, here, let's play this real funny prank where I put a bomb under your bed. That's kind of the prankster that Skyward Sword Zelda seems like.
I don't know about that. She knew you were gonna glide to safety.
I don't know about that. In fact, I let myself die once.
Oh, you did? You fell through the
So
ground.
she didn't know.
But where I go with the Skyward Sword Zelda is she is an active character in the story in helping to stop the return of the calamity.
Is she though? I don't really remember that much.
Right, yeah. She is hopping from spot to spot to purify herself as the goddess of light so that she can reseal Ganon's seal and keep him trapped. And she is successful in that.
Kind of cool, I guess, but aren't you fighting everything first and then letting her come in? Kind of a thing?
No, you are always like 3 steps behind her and Impa.
What are you even doing in that game?
In the first half of the game, you're trying to catch up with her, and you're also like gaining some skills. And anyways, she is a strong character in that game, and personality-wise, is very caring for Link. Like that's the most close they get to being a couple in any game. Like she, before pushing you off the edge, she got very close. She got very close.
Yeah, because she was trying to murder you and didn't want you to realize.
It was very implied she was being flirty. That's all I'm saying. I
mean, I think Wind Waker Zelda is better than Skyward Sword Zelda.
Wind Waker Zelda is pretty great. And she's very she is like she puts off the tough outside, but is very caring. And to the point that she apologizes. Yeah, she apologizes profusely for having put you through what you go through. Which is very unlike other Zeldas. And then Twilight Princess Zelda, extremely loyal to the people, and ends up kind of giving herself up so that her people can somewhat survive. When Zant attacks, they can't do anything, and she's, rather than force the people to fight, she surrenders, which takes a lot of courage.
Unless it was a terrible decision.
It worked out.
Eventually.
And she does help you out quite a bit. I don't know.
How do you feel about Breath of the Wild Zelda, though?
I think she's pretty cool. She has a lot of self-doubt, but she's a very good communicator once she opens up.
Yeah, she has a lot of self-doubt, but then she like can't get her goddess powers or whatnot to work, so she throws herself into helping a different way, which I think is nice.
And
She's
she
not
ends
just,
up
like,
she ends up
sad
getting her
and
powers
wallowing.
attempting to save Link's life. You've actually that boosts it for me. I think Zelda may be S tier, maybe A or S. Where are you?
Yeah, A or S is what I was thinking. As long as it's not Ocarina of Time Zelda. Oof.
Ocarina of Time Zelda is also Sheik though, and Sheik's pretty dang cool.
But does Sheik actually do anything?
Yes, a lot of stuff.
Does she really though? I feel like she just shows up places, and then you have to do everything anyways.
All right, we'll put her in S,
I
maybe
can
A.
accept that.
We may revisit. Shulk.
He has a cool sword, but he has a counter.
He's pretty whiny, but he's also very loyal. He's a great communicator sometimes. No, actually, that's not true. There are points in the game where he has visions and chooses not to share them. And
What a turd.
It would help.
Rank him low. C tier for Shulk.
Yeah, okay. Wii Fit Trainer.
Nah.
You don't wanna rank
I
Wii
mean,
Fit Trainer?
it's a look thing. The soulless dead eyes and whatnot,
But they're in fantastic shape.
but they're dead. They have no soul.
They
They're
do
like
have a
some
soul.
weird automaton.
They have a very positive personality. They're very motivating. They're
They're
great
just
coaches.
programmed that way.
You just don't like the gray look? Look beyond the skin color, all right? All right, Mike?
I maintain that they are essentially an android.
I don't think that they're an android. I think that they are a person.
I think they're a thing created to be like a person. To motivate you to work out, but they're not a person. They have no personality besides trying to get you to exercise.
They seem pretty. Okay, so where do they fall in here for you? You
D
almost
tier.
I know you don't want to rank. Absolutely not. They are higher
They-
than D tier.
I
They're
don't
not
know
on the
about
tier
that.
with Bowser.
They're
They're
above Donkey Kong. I mean, they're below Donkey Kong. Donkey
No.
Kong at least has a personality.
No, they have a personality. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like
I'll fight you on this one. This is my main.
It's like
I
dating
can't.
Siri. Okay, this isn't about Smash Bros. Characters and who we play. This is about how this is a soulless automaton,
See,
an
we've got-
imitation of a human being.
got in chat B tier. They're not a soulless anon. They are a character. They are Wii Fit Trainer. There is a girl and there is a boy. Wii Fit Trainer, and they are extremely encouraging. They have a great career. They're extremely encouraging. They're gonna be a motivator in your relationship.
As long as you're
You
trying
would
to work
be very
out.
you would be very healthy. If you're not into
would
that,
have
which
to
you
be very
clearly
healthy.
aren't, which you clearly
What if
aren't.
you wanted to eat food?
They tell you to eat good food. They do that in the games. They're like,
Yeah.
remember to drink
And then
some
they
water.
kill you if you don't. That's
I
the
don't
sort
think
of
so.
vibe I get from Wii Fit trainers.
I think that they're just all around good people. I don't know why you are reading deep
They're
into
monsters.
things that are
No.
not ever shown on screen.
No, you're reading into things that are never shown on screen.
No, I'm not. I am just straight up giving what their dialogue in the games, which they do communicate very well, but
Only is about working out.
only about working out. So how
Exactly.
do they stand in a relationship outside of that? There's not a lot.
They
of
don't, because they're not real.
Just like real people at real gyms. They're
I
not
maintain
real.
They are androids.
I say B tier.
B tier. Oh, the highest we could possibly go is D tier.
No, they're not in D tier.
I could maybe accept a C
we'll
tier,
meet in the middle at C.
but they are soulless creations.
I don't know why. Star Wolf. I don't really have any. All I know about him is he's kind of a jerk. So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
D tier.
D tier.
D tier. Yoshi. Skip him. Says LPD.
I don't know if. Yeah, well, practically S tier though. Always willing to get thrown into a hole to die for his friends.
Are we not willing? No, not necessarily. We don't know that, but he does. Are we gonna rank Yoshi? I feel
I
like
would
Yoshi
say
is more of a pet.
Yeah, he's kind of a pet, but if we did rank him, he's essentially a Kirby.
Yes. Okay, we're not gonna rank him. Wario.
D.
Yeah, Wario would be a bad spouse.
Oh, so bad.
Okay, so he's not a great communicator. He's greedy, selfish, rude. He has just too many bad qualities. But you know what he does have? Money. And that's
But
what keeps him
not
out of
enough
F tier.
money.
That's what keeps him out of F tier.
And he hasn't straight up murdered people, as far as I know.
Some people
Like-
really like Wario. I don't know what they see in him, honestly.
Yeah,
Like I actually really like Wario too. I don't know what it is actually about Wario that I like. There is something
terrible person.
Where I'm like, I will pick Wario if Waluigi isn't available, which is kind of weird. So he has this like ability to still be a charming character, even though
See that?
he's all in. Well, we're agreeing D tier.
Yeah, I feel like Wario has like the worst personality.
He's got he's got a winning
selfish.
smile. He's got a winning smile.
That's not true. His smile's horrifying.
Byleth, I'd say, is B tier. I'm just gonna toss it up there in B tier.
I can accept that.
Min Min.
She seems like someone who fights for her friends. I do love Noodles.
She's a great cook. That's canon. I like Min Min. I think personality wise, she's great.
I mean, I feel like I know nothing about her, but I just want to say B or maybe A.
I might just go A with Min Min because she intrigues
Besides
me.
the noodle arms, she seems like one of the most normal people. She's
yeah,
like,
seriously, it's just like the only character on this list that's like normal person. We're getting close to the end here. All right, this is interesting here. So we have Pyra and Mythra, and Pyra and Mythra. So we're entering some slight spoilers here for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but these characters are actually the same characters.
excuse me?
But in post-game, they are separated as separate characters. So while they start as a split personality individual, they become their own individuals. So we're going to rank them as one character and then rank them separately. That's how we're going to do it. All right, Micah. This
I know
episode's
nothing
going
about
so
them.
long. But they're the last ones on the list to go through. So I think that it would be tough to be in a relationship, a lifelong partnership relationship with someone that is two people. I feel like that would make things very complicated. And the fact that their personalities are so drastically different. Pyra is a very timid and very kind-natured character. She's very caring, and Mythra is very headstrong, very sassy, almost rude, almost rude, and very outspoken. So that would be so bonkers. You know, if you are in if you have this person as a life partner that 180 like that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of hard since they're so different to like mesh with the both of them. I feel like
Right.
there'd be one kind of personality you liked more. That would
Right.
just be weird.
Right. That is weird. See, that's a weird spot to be in.
But I mean, variety is the spice of life, you know. So C tier.
C tier? I guess it's still, that's still a better relationship than being with Bowser or Wario, like
Or
anybody on
Gorilla.
that. Yeah.
I mean, a pretty smart gorilla, but like, essentially, a
Because
gorilla.
both of those personalities, while still being like very different, are both very loyal. And now let's rank them separately. All right, so let's talk about Mythra. Mythra as an individual, because she does eventually separate and become her own character. She'll rank low for me. Her personality is a bit much to handle, I think.
What way?
She's just very outspoken, and she's a little bit mean.
But that means if you ever have to like call someone for some reason, she seems like she'd be really good at that.
Right. Like if you're in a relationship with Mythra, she's doing all she's like the boss, right? Like she's doing all of the finances for the house.
That sounds awesome.
She's making all the decisions, and you're on a leash, man. Like like you operate within how she wants things to operate. I don't know
As
if
long as
that's-
I
I
don't
don't
have to
know.
deal with the finances.
So for me, she's B tier, eventually C tier. But it seems weird to put her.
B. I wouldn't put her with any of those C people,
Okay.
especially not the Wii Fit trainer with the dead eyes.
And then Pyra. I think Pyra seems like I jive more with Pyra's personality. Personally, she seems much easier to get along with, and she's extremely loyal.
Well, I was just thinking maybe we should just follow LPD's suggestions, except have them one tier lower than he says.
I don't
Just
know. I
A
was
and
actually
B.
okay. So
Oh, you're
LPD
thinking-
LPD says Andros can't take the heat with Mythra. Listen.
Kind of sounding that way a little bit.
Wow. Okay. Well, so you think where are you gonna rank her? Because I thought you were agreeing with me.
I haven't played anything with her in it or read anything with her in it.
You saw
I know
based
nothing.
entirely off of her Smash Bros. Persona.
Yeah, based entirely
her
off
reveal.
of her
her reveal in Smash Bros. Is very with her character.
I don't even remember what happened in that, to be honest.
If you taunt in Smash Bros., Rex comes on and cheers. Yeah. Pyra turns and waves and is all excited to see Rex. Mithra's like, whatever.
Maybe
that is...
Maybe she just doesn't like Rex that much.
Well, maybe she wouldn't like you that much, is what I'm saying.
I don't cheer people
She is
like
a partner with Rex and doesn't exactly treat him like the nicest. It's not bad. If you're into the feistier personality, I guess it's good. But I just don't think that's very compatible.
She seems like someone that if your waiter brought you the wrong food, she would stand up for you and make sure they got it right.
Yeah, if you're the type that likes to have somebody else take charge, and you wouldn't mind that, then she's a good fit for you. This is getting into weird territory here. And Micah, I take
I like
you as the type.
I'm arguing with you, and I know absolutely nothing. I know nothing about them, so I will defer to your judgment on this.
I'm gonna say B tier for her still.
Oh, still just
good,
B?
A solid choice, but not, no, definitely not on the same level the A tier picks.
Oh, we still talking about Mythra?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Pyra might be S tier. LPD
No.
in chat agrees with me. He says S tier for Pyra.
Yeah, but he's actually played the game, and neither of us have.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So why can't we? Why can't we trust that judgment?
He's too biased, obviously.
Well, I'm making I have not played the game, but I know enough about the character to say I think she's an S tier character. All the things that matter in a relationship, she does good in. She's not going to be the breadwinner, I don't think, in a relationship. But that doesn't mean you're a bad choice as a life partner, right?
Yeah.
She would be a fantastic support to whomever she is.
I mean, I guess if you feel this strongly, you can put her in the S tier.
Maybe A tier. I'm like looking at what we have in the A tier. I don't know. I think S tier. I think S tier makes sense. She's got a really great personality. Okay.
I feel like that's a line you hear about in movies when they're talking about someone who's very ugly. She's got a great personality.
She's very fun, you know.
Yeah.
She's just a sweet soul, you know. Let's go over who we got in S tier. Luigi, Isabelle, Rosalina, Zelda, Pyra. And then in the A tier, we have Ike, Link, Lady Palutena, Samus, and Min Min. Listen, we were going off looks. This is off of all around, okay? All right. We're not making this weird. Thank you, people. Appreciate it. Hopefully. So here's the thing. Looking at this list, I feel good about the list. How are you thinking, Micah?
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
I really appreciate that we have Ridley in the Shadow Realm. No one should enter into any sort of relationship with Ridley. You're not going to go wrong being in a relationship, a lifetime partner, a lifelong partner, a spouse to anybody. I think in B tier and up will work really well. C tier, you're going to start to have some tough times. It's workable, but you can make it.
It's workable for certain people.
Yeah,
I guess.
D tier, I'd say you're going to want to avoid. You're going to want to avoid being in relationships with these people, but it is still possible. And when you have so many other options, I would avoid that. And then F tier, you're like, no chance, right? Listen, I feel very strongly about being smart in the dating game and in the looking for a spouse or a lifelong partner, or just in friendships in general. Because this can apply to friendships as well. You should really be smart and think about more than just how they look. I think we're getting deep here with this.
And don't date space pirate dragon creatures.
Right.
Ever.